Microsoft Power BI is a great tool for expanding your organization's reporting capability and helping to drive a data-driven culture by delivering high-quality reports and dashboards to your team. The self-service capability helps democratize access to information, empowering your employees. But with this comes a danger of losing control over your data. You have no way of knowing where your data is being used and by who. When facing a GDPR audit, how do you know where sensitive data is being exposed? And if someone deletes or breaks a business-critical report, how quickly can you recover from this? Power BI Sentinel is a cloud-based tool that reduces your exposure to these risks, providing disaster recovery, auditing, and governance to your Power BI estate. This is achieved through a number of key features, including impact assessments, automated backups, change tracking, usage analysis, automated documentation, risk alerting, search, and data lineage. Let's take a look at these in more detail. Starting with data lineage, the Data Source Explorer shows you every type of data source in use within your Power BI tenant, including those used by personal workspaces if you're an administrator. You can then choose a type of data source and see all of the actual sources currently in use by Power BI. By selecting a specific source, you can then see all of the datasets, data flows, and reports that consume data from this source. This allows you to clearly track sensitive data as part of an audit, and also to provide an impact assessment of what else needs to be tested if a data source or dataset is changed. This also works from the perspective of a dataset, data flow, or report, showing you all of the data sources in use by this item, providing clarity on the upstream and downstream flow of data in your organization. Sentinel also provides a search facility, allowing you to perform a wildcard search for specific data items across your entire tenant. This can be used to identify which reports expose sensitive information such as email address for a GDPR audit, but also to help users find data more easily within Power BI when developing reports. If further details are needed about the search matches, clicking on them opens the documentation generator, showing you the contents and structure of the relevant dataset. You can use this screen to add comments and descriptions to any Power BI entity, which is then shared with all other Sentinel users. On the right-hand side, you can see the data model, showing the tables within the datasets and the filtering direction between them. The DAX code is shown for all measures and calculated columns, which can easily be copied for use in other reports. The columns in this dataset are then shown, with an option to show whether these columns are actually used or not, which helps dataset optimization as well as assessing the impact of deleting or changing a column. The Power Query M code is also displayed, which can then be copied for reuse. The documentation for the whole dataset, along with your comments, can be exported to a PDF for offline viewing, or to form part of your release management documentation. Moving on to disaster recovery, Sentinel automatically backs up your Power BI files on a daily or weekly schedule, saving them to your own Azure storage account. You can view a history of the backups and download them to your local PC for viewing in Power BI Desktop. This provides a rollback plan should any reports get deleted or broken. Because the PBIX files also contain the raw data, this allows you to go back in time and see a report as it was on a specific date, which means you can investigate data changes with ease. If you need to roll back to fix a breaking change, you need to know what has changed and when. Sentinel allows you to perform a comparison between any two versions of a report to find out what has changed in the dataset or report. A high-level summary of key changes is displayed, covering visuals, filtering, DAX expressions, and Power Query. You can then drill down into the JSON details if required to see the before and after versions of each change. This allows you to determine which version you should roll back to and what other potential impacts this rollback may have. From a high-level management perspective, you need to have visibility of risks in your business, which includes your Power BI estate. Sentinel provides a risk assessment report which highlights and lists a number of potential concerns that you may want to look at, including orphaned or unused datasets, which could contain stale or unmanaged data, dataset refresh failures, and whether the dataset owner has resolved the problem, datasets which don't have a refresh schedule, so could be providing out-of-date data to your users, the number of reports stored in each workspace, including personal workspaces. This shows you if individual users are hoarding reports in their personal areas, which aren't accessible to anyone else, creating a risk if that user leaves or deletes their reports. It shows failed backups and many other risk metrics that are of interest. These help give you visibility of the health of your Power BI tenant, allowing you to proactively fix concerns before they become a problem. Power BI Sentinel now has the ability to monitor usage of your reports, so you can easily track who is using which reports and when, as well as monitoring the overall adoption and usage of Power BI in your organization. These usage logs are stored in your own Azure SQL database, giving you full control over the data. You can then analyze this using Power BI, providing you with complete flexibility to report and share this data with anyone that you want to see it. As well as usage logs, Sentinel also exports the full data lineage information, allowing you to create your own Power BI reports to view and explore the data flow in your organization. You can view both usage and lineage information by individual user, report, or workspace. This not only provides useful adoption metrics, but can also be used to monitor who is accessing sensitive data and whether share permissions need to be restricted. Power BI Sentinel takes less than 5 minutes to get fully set up online. Allow Sentinel to free you from your governance, auditing, and disaster recovery concerns, and regain control of your growing Power BI estate.